3, 2.
Stand like that?
No.
You can't see my look.
3, 2.
Wait, hold on. All right, I know you want to do
We
this.
just start talking. Just got you.
Action.
Chris and Sean, we just got to watching Infinity War.
The Avengers Infinity War.
What do you think? No spoilers.
Okay, guys. Before we go into this, I will just straight up say that this is probably the darkest, by far, Marvel movie I have ever seen.
I related it to Empire Strikes Back. That's the whole tone of it, which is ups and more downs.
More downs
than
than
downs than down.
I mean, you're
a little up.
As you're watching this, you know, you're almost like, are they going to be able to take any of this back? I mean, like, all this stuff that's happening, is this really happening like this, or are we being?
No, they totally forgot their receipt. There are no returns. There's nobody's taking anything back. It was just a total ass kicking the whole time. I'm gonna try not to spoil anything because people definitely haven't seen it. It was a packed theater, but overall, let me just say that I got more than I expected out of this. I think that I'm gonna say it. I think this is by far the best Avengers movie so far. And I think everybody got a lot of good quality time in it, a lot of screen time. It wasn't selfish on just one person. And the tone of it was great. I think is it the Russo brothers?
Yes, I think it was the guys who did the Winter Soldier.
There's rumors that Kevin Feige might step down. I'm thinking if that happens, I think the Russo brothers should take over the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What do you think about that?
I think that even before anything happens, right when the movie starts, yeah, it felt different than the other Avengers, like immediately.
It did.
Not in a bad way.
I was thinking that during the movie,
immediately, like this feels so different than the other Avengers.
But it still was working in the same. It felt like the same, but more different than definitely.
Well, do you know how like when you're watching a Batman, like everybody knows Batman. Like when you're watching a Batman superhero movie, it's very dark and the tone of it is very. It feels a certain way. It's like a Batman Avenger, Batman movie. It's the same thing with it. It's like the Batman Avengers movie. It's very serious.
Towards the end, it's funny you said that because towards the end of the film, I remember thinking to myself, this is why I feel like some of the DC movies weren't working, is because everything about a lot of the Marvel movies, especially the Avengers movies, and especially this one, it felt like the realism was done right. Even though, like we said, 95% of it was in CG, but it still was done so right. It felt like it was in a real world kind of situation, like exactly what they did right with The Dark Knight. With those movies, they made Gotham feel real, and then ever since then, everything that not to diss DC, but it felt like you could feel the CG. But Marvel has been good at making the CG work and look realistic, even though you know it's.
That's what destroyed it for me for Justice League.
It was just you could see too much of the CG. You could feel.
Yeah, it was.
Here, even though you know you got a big.
We knew Thanos was CGI.
It still felt.
But Josh Brolin killed it.
Yeah,
he killed it.
He murdered everybody.
Literally, he killed it.
He killed it
in every way as possible.
I don't know why though. This did not happen. This is not a spoiler. I don't know. I guess it is kind of a spoiler because it didn't happen. I don't know why I kind of half expected. What's his name? Deadpool to come out at the end credits and be like, "Is that how we're ending it?" No, like
no fucking way.
Like kind of rip something up at the end, but that didn't happen. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen.
The entire theater, guys, stayed through every single one of the credits because we were just. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how it ends, but you're so shocked by the time the movie ends that you're like, that can't be the way it ends. That can't be. And so not one single person walked out of the theater, and we stayed, and the credits were like 10 or 15 minutes, it seemed like.
I'm going to give one spoiler from what we saw on the movie.
You've been warned.
There's a spoiler from the trailer. The whole thing with the Hulk, you think that's going to...
that's footage from the next movie. I don't think so.
I think that was false advertising.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that
I saw it in the trailer, but they didn't.
Yeah, but I think that they're gonna. Well, I can't say anymore. I want to, but I can't. I'm not going to.
If it's footage from the next movie, it makes sense. If it's not, they totally misdirected. That's the one thing I'll be upset about. But we got a whole year to wait to find out.
Yes, next year.
So we got Ant-Man coming next, and we have Captain Marvel. Coming next, and I'm not going to say anything about that, but we talked about who was not in this movie that probably would have made a huge impact, but I think you got them all mostly.
I can't give any more without giving spoilers, guys. I almost feel compelled to just.
Okay, so the whole impact of everything that happened with Civil War was still there. everything that was happening then.
But even with the immensity of Civil War, it paled in comparison.
It paled in comparison to
Yeah.
what's going on a universal level. What did you think about like besides Thanos, the buildings, the rest of the buildings?
I thought honestly, Thanos was so good that I really didn't give a shit about the rest of the villains. Now,
But how do you think they pulled it off?
oh, I think that his little sidekicks were pretty badass. But I think that again, Thanos was so good that you just kind of like you don't care. You kind of want to be like, all right, get off the screen.
I think
bring
these
Thanos
are the best sidekick villains or minion villains that we've ever
Minions,
seen.
that's a good word.
I think these are the best minions ever so far because they were doing some damage. I mean, too.
Especially one of them.
Well, you saw it in the trailer. You saw it in the trailer. The wizard that was doing the kneels to what's his name?
He was a gangster.
That was
the
trailer. He was. I'll give that a little bit of that away. He was good. So that's all I'll say about it. That guy, that little wizard doing that little torture thing that you saw in the trailers. I liked him.
He was.
I liked him. Overall, though, without spoiling too much.
It's hard not to spoil.
It's hard not to talk about. We're gonna do a spoiler.
I know. We will, guys. We will do a spoiler review, but we're trying. It's hard to talk about this movie without spoiling crucial things that you need to see. And the movie's about 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
There's a lot of material to it.
Yeah. Don't worry about peeing. Just bring the pens and just trust in the movie. I like it. I thought it
was great.
I think it was better than Avengers 1 and 2.
I think it was as good as the first Avengers. Definitely way better than Ultron. And Thanos, way better than Ultron as a villain. I mean, like so much. It's not even in the same ballpark to me.
What do you think is going to be the overall tone of the next Avengers? Did we get more characters that did not show up in this one? More villains that did not show up in this one?
Yes, I think yes on both. I mean, I think the movie's going to start out. The next one, I think the movie's going to start out with the same tone as this one is ending, where it's very dark, very grim, all despair. Shit has hit the fan. Sorry. And then hopefully there will be a reprisal.
And then it'll get worse.
And maybe it gets worse before it gets better. I don't know.
And then a little bit of hope, and then it will crush that hope.
And then maybe, but
I'm gonna redact that one. That was a spoiler.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull that one out. But I don't know. I think the next one's gonna. I don't know.
There's no telling where they're going.
If this was an Empire Strike Back kind of a thing, I think the next one would be like a Return of the Jedi kind of a thing. But even the Return of the Jedi, it got worse and worse before, boom, it got better. There was a message that was said in this movie that I still think is playing out without spoiling it, which is hard to do. So,
I just think everybody needs to be broken before they can come back and seize the day.
Technically, were they already broken? Without saying too much. Yeah. All right, we're being too coy, and this is going to be hard. So, the next couple of videos, once enough time goes by, after we do spoiler one, I'm going to do a breakdown of each character, or at least a good number of the Marvel characters. Maybe 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes for each one of them. And give my breakdown of what they brought to the table, how good or how bad they did in this movie. If anything, I'm going to talk about the audience. The crowd that we were around, they were
very vocal.
There was one jack off that was there, just whose phone kept going off. I'm not going to mention that guy.
We had a very vocal crowd.
There was a guy who at the end of the movie was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" The best reaction I've ever heard from a crowd.
We heard a bunch of "woo" in the beginning. I participated.
It was a packed audience. Okay, predictions of box office. What do you think? Is it going to?
I think this is going to crush it
for the weekend.
I think this may potentially be the biggest opening.
You think it's going to break Force Awakens record for the weekend?
Yes.
What's the record at?
The biggest is Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, I think, right now, for $500-something million.
No, I'm talking for the opening week, for the opening weekend.
Yes.
Not worldwide. I'm talking about domestic.
Oh, domestic.
I'm talking
Star Wars domestic.
The Force Awakens still holds the title, and it holds the title for one day.
If you told me worldwide, I would say that maybe. But if we're talking just domestic, Star Wars is such a
cultural thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Marvel,
it has a shot. It has a shot, but I don't.
I think if there's a franchise that's in second place, Marvel is in second place behind Star Wars, but it's still so far.
I don't know about it beating it locally. I don't know.
You know, but one thing we did get from this movie is
Guns.
So that's what I love about it, and a lot of group. And Joy finding out for the first time that Bradley Cooper voiced Rocket Raccoon. I'm like, it's one of those moments I was like, yeah.
I'll tell you this. I think it deserves a second viewing. I mean, there's so much going on that you kind of do need to see this a second time to really.
How many more times do you think you need to see it before you figure things out, Joey? How many times do you think?
We're gonna have to watch it several times.
Several more times. All right. So let's go tomorrow. Watch it in 3D, then in IMAX.
I think you do. I think you should see this. Unfortunately, Houston-wide, it was sold out for IMAX. We could not get tickets. We could not get tickets to IMAX. Yeah. So.
Or I just would not pay for another ticket. I was on a date and I'm not paying for 2 tickets for IMAX. It's too much. Popcorn, though. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up before I get in trouble. Anything else you want to add for this?
I thought it was great. Go see it. Go see it multiple times.
Yeah, definitely gonna see it multiple times, and hopefully I can give a good review of. You want to help me out with any of those characters that you definitely want to talk about?
Sure. I just hate the fact that we have to wait another year
for the we don't have a title for the next one yet, so it's just
Infinity Wars 2,
Infinity Wars 2, Avengers 4.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have Fantastic Four.
It's like when you see The Matrix 2 and then they cut it right in the middle and you're like, shit. But then they did it just a couple months apart. Not saying the movie was good, but I wish we could have that now.
Okay, give me a percentage. What are the chances now that Marvel has the rights back to him? What are the chances that Fantastic Four makes an appearance or gets a mention?
In the next.
I
don't think it's happening.
You don't think it's happening?
No, I don't think.
You know that Marvel has the rights.
I know, but I don't think
Galactus could.
Yeah, no, I don't think. No.
Just the name Reed Richards. What do you think?
Maybe the name is mentioned, but I don't think that we're gonna.
Professor X. What do you think?
No, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
It's like, no, stop.
No, I just don't see it.
All right, we'll figure it out until next time, guys. All right, hey, thanks for all the subscribers that we have. We got 1,000.
2K.
1,922. I think that's the count right now. We're heading to 2K. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the comments, and send all your complaints to this guy because this can't help himself. Till next time.